you like saying hi everybody, but we say good morning in our part of the world. So good morning everybody.
Good morning.
I'm so happy and humbled to be in your class and to visit your school and to share a moment with you here. So one thing I want to say first is how beautiful your classroom is. And for me, I see your class as a gateway to your success. If you guys can really realize how good and how good the place and the facilities you have. When I say this, my brain goes back. I make comparisons to where I come from. So I want to introduce myself again. My name is Armstrong I was born in Uganda. I came to the United States to pursue my career, which is flying. I was assisted by Mr. Larry and the family when they got me stranded almost in Africa. But today I'm here in San Diego and I'm really doing pretty well on the journey to achieve success in flight school and flight training. I want to talk about my country and schools, especially because I'm in the school. You know, here, you guys, your facilities are really so good. And when I came into this class, I was like, oh, is this really a classroom? Because no one can really give you the evidence that our classrooms are so bad. Imagine some classrooms are under trees, especially for kids who are starting, like you guys are young people. It becomes difficult. And you know, one thing I always believe is if you're gonna do anything good in the world, then you need to have very good foundations, which we do not have. I think that is one of the biggest problems we have down in Africa. When I look at the place, San Diego, as a place, really, for me, if I was maybe brought to America, maybe to Chicago, where it is so cold, probably I wouldn't have survived because part of our world is so hot. You know, we don't know things called winter. We hear, we study about it, but we have never experienced because in Africa, where I live, we live along the equator, so the sun is always there all the days of the year. So it is similar to San Diego, I believe so. But what is very different is the infrastructure and the development in San Diego, which is totally very different. My first time when I came here, I remember when I came to US airspace, that was New York. I was like, wow, am I a dreamer? This is totally it was really totally very different. But I had to have the courage within myself to believe, yes, I'm seeing something, even if it is totally very different, but I had to believe. Then when I came to San Diego, I was riding on very nice roads. I remember asking Mr. Larry, oh, you have the greatest infrastructure here. Why my mind was making comparisons of our bad roads, and I felt so bad. But I think I was blessed that I was able to be in a place whereby everything has been organized, and I'm taking all my time to learn from everybody, you guys, wherever, what I see, so that if I finish studying here and go back home, I have a picture of what I am going to do. You know, I have, we call it a formula. A formula is like, there's a puzzle which you have to put it together to achieve something. So part of my puzzle is visiting you guys here and probably talking to you, but before before you guys can ask me a question, I would like to finish up with a little background about how Africa is all about in school. I'm sorry to repeat this again, but it's very important. Yeah, what you see here is quite very different. I don't know, maybe we are to several centuries behind from the class I'm sitting in. You know, now in my heart I feel like, what can I do to achieve this class, and so that kids of your age can also enjoy the better ways of education? That's really what I think about. But Africa is almost school or education system is so poor that to be very smart, I don't know if I was really smart myself, it takes a lot of effort, and I want you guys to take this opportunity you have. You know, sometimes I always say people in the US have been born on the gold mine. You know, a gold mine is like, you know, there are stories in Africa that the people used to have gold in form of stone. Actually, gold is form metals in form of stones, right? So in this country, I can assure you guys, you can achieve anything if you say, if you really want it. Look at me with a foreigner who is coming here. I'm so confident that I'm going to achieve, and for sure I can tell you, I'm not going to look at the history of my life much because it's bad, but it is also a turning point to give me the direction I want. By being here, for me, the first day I came here, I just saw success. I said, yes, I think I'm in the right place to achieve my goals. So you guys, Noah, who came to my country, has the real pictures in his mind about what I'm really talking about. And he being a local friend of yours, also your classmate, I'm sure he can defend me of what I'm talking about. I would like you guys to ask me any question you feel about Africa education, anything which is in your mind. I'll be able to answer it probably for you.
Okay, so he's asking to if you have any questions about how he grew up, and maybe the village that he grew up in, or maybe his upbringing, what that was like. If you have any questions about what it's like to live in Africa, that's what he's asking you.
Okay, I'm gonna start with you.
Did you go to school when you were like little at all?
Yes, my family took me to school, but what is very funny, I used to walk like probably 5 miles. Let me try, we measure distance in our country in kilometers, while in the US we measure in miles and time. It's like 5 to 7 miles away. So I was like maybe 6 years. I used to walk, going to school and coming back, and you know what? It is sometimes rain would fall on me. You know, I had to cross rivers to get to school. It was very important that my parents realized I should go to school. I did. Thank you. Yes, please.
How's the water quality when you're growing up? Was it really dirty, or is it hard to find fresh water?
We read a story called A Long Walk to Water,
Yeah.
and it took place in Africa, and it talked about the villagers having to walk miles to bring water back to their village. I think that's where Maddie's getting her question from a little bit.
Okay. All right, Maddie. I'm gonna answer you that. I think you read right. It depends exactly where you are born, some parts of the country. But we in Africa have got what we call different environments. You know, there are people who live in arid areas where water is so scarce. So people have to walk far distances to get that water, and the state of the water is not really very good. Here in America, the water is okay. If I walk to any tap around and I took water, I'm so confident that I'm taking the right water. Actually, it's good, it's not contaminated, but in Africa, it's dirty water. So it's a combination of going to collect water from very far, and the quality of the water is not as really good. So it is like that's a big problem for sure. Yes.
About how many people live in your village?
Okay. I really don't have the right census, but I am going to guess because I believe in my village the population should be between 2,000 and 2,500. That is let me see, in terms of square miles per population, maybe 5 families per, no, not five families, maybe like 50 families in a village. Yeah. So those families are not like families in America. Families in Africa are so extended, you know. So it's like one family has got like probably 20 members. Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Oh, I have 10. Actually, I belong to a family of 10. Yeah, and my family is so extended that we are like 20 probably, because we have other members who have come into our family. In Africa, by the way, let me remind you, people don't live like here in America. We live we have the connectedness. We live in families come together from different, your auntie, your uncle. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
It's not just your biological, actually it's biological family, but it's an extended kind of family. So we live together as a block, not the individuals like I always see here in America. Yes, sir.
Like, what type of food do you eat in Africa?
That's a good question. Thank you. Okay. In my part of the village, we eat bananas, green bananas. Yeah. And here in the US, by the way, I'm so excited about your question. I had big problems when I came here. What type of everything I ate was really, I don't know. It did not taste completely, And I would also tell you that in Africa, people eat fresh food. We do not eat food from stores. We go to the garden and cut the banana and take it home, peel it, steam it, eat it. Yeah, so it's unlike in the US here, whereby you guys and your families walk to the nearby stores. I don't know, you go to Costco. and you buy the food. We do not. I used to ask him, why do you have to keep your food for so long? So the question Mr. Larry used to tell me, we live in cities. So unlike you don't live in cities. But even in cities in Africa, food is brought in from the villages. I believe for Kampala and Nairobi, about 80% of the food people eat is fresh. Yes. Okay.
When you first came here, did you not like the food?
No, it's like in this country you have a variety of food, and most of this food is processed. I was not used to eat a lot of great varieties of food, and food which is processed and also kept at different temperatures. I do not eat cold things. I'm not set like that.
So the second day here, Noah, where did we go? Where did we take him?
Swirls.
We took him to Swirls. How much did you like Swirls?
Oh, no. I just walked there almost hungry, and I'm like, what? I'm in America, but I'm starving almost.